Hi traders, so this is a recap video of the trade I took, Great British Pound US Dollar. I put the screenshot in the Discord, but very quickly before I get into it, I got in here and I got out here, and I'll talk to you about this profile in a minute, because no doubt if you were looking now at your daily profile, you'll be like, doesn't look like that with these levels, but I'll talk about that in a second. Some of you might have already worked out what I did. But first of all, let's get into the market depth historical graph quickly, give you some context when I got up this morning. So this is a 14-minute chart. Got up, noticed we had an area of imbalance which was being respected throughout Asia. So coming into London Open was around here. I thought I'll just wait and see what happens when we get back up here. Could also see where the resting level there. There was a market order there. A resting order there, passive order, and also above this big resting order was just sitting there forever, not moving as well. So that had my instant interest, this level of imbalance, what would happen around here. And as you see, it was London Open where we rejected from. So that's what the context is on the market depth historical graph. Now let's get rid of that. Now I've shown you that. So just remove that. Now let's just go into the daily. Right, so the daily chart, it's a bit bigger for you. I actually split the profile. So let me undo all splits on this chart. So first of all, we can see this is yesterday's profile, right? So I saw that we'd opened here and took out the liquidity just above yesterday's high. And then I started looking at the profile and I thought we came down in Asia and stopped here, which was a bit odd, I thought. And here we were making a proper ledge, which you can see, which was a bit odd again because there's no levels. So I thought, let me just have a play with my profile. So what I did was I looked and saw this big single print area here, which obviously you can't see within the profile distribution there, but with it opened out, I could see there was a big move up here and then like a distribution here, if you like, where price was being held. So what I did was I just literally put the crosshair there. And hopefully this is going to work. Split profile. And there you see, just pull this over. Oh. So I split that profile because the price was being held here. And then look, straight away, I was like, oh my days, I've got a level that is being held in Asia, which you might as well call it a secret level, because there's no way you would have known without splitting it like that. I don't even think any other profile trader would have split the levels there either. They'd been waiting for a big single print area in between two distributions, but I did it from there. And I was like, wow. So in which case we'd opened at a point of control there, came up, took the liquidity above, came down, up, 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 and this was a solid line in the sand which was being heavily defended. So I thought, coming back into London, I'm going to see what happens around this area, bearing in mind we've got on that market depth historical graph, we've got, remember, that stacked imbalance here as well, and there was that little resting order, and there was a big resting order just above it. So I was like, that's definitely an opportunity to get short. And I'm just marked out this area here from the edge of this ledge and the value area, and that was just going to be where I was going to take profits and be done with it, 20 pips. So that's basically what I looked at, which gave me the massive context to get short from there. And let me just so that was what the daily was. I then wanted to marry it up with the custom morning chart, and as you can see, I needed some sort of context, and we've got a low volume node there, but just above it, so we'd auction on up. We've got a, if I just delete this, you'll be able to see it easier. Actually, hold on a second. Let me just drag this across. It's better. Right, so let me delete this blue box, which is where we rejected from. And you'll be able to see there's a volume node there. You can see that. And I look to the left of that, and look, that was a lower high there. So I thought that could be an order block, an area of interest, which is where we found it rejected from. So I had confluence on that chart as well. So that married up with the daily and with market depth historical graph. I also had VWAP. Which we can see I'll show you on the footprint in a minute. But we can see all this buying coming into London Open at VWAP. Masses of buying, masses of buying. They all got absorbed by a passive seller. And I was sitting at London Open watching the footprint as it's just getting absorbed. And I'll show you that now. Get on 14 minutes. Yeah. So you can see we've got the imbalance. Go for yellow. Got the imbalance here, which we know is at that value area high of that split profile on the daily, and also that volume node with that lower high on the custom morning chart. So we already got multiple confluences. VWAP is sitting here. So we have masses of buying coming into VWAP. And then look, I was watching masses of buy side delta, masses of it on London Open. Got a small candle here. So in 14 minutes, very small range, and all the buying taking place, I was just watching, getting absorbed constantly, getting battered down, battered down. So I was like, oh man, this is definitely a good opportunity to get short. So after seeing all the buyers, whoops. So after seeing all the buyers and all the confluences of the market depth graph with the resting orders and the imbalance, the daily split profile with that really strong line in the sand on the value area high, and that split profile, the custom morning chart, that level as well, and also VWAP, and also with all this absorption taking place, it was a no-brainer for me to have a chance of getting short. So I entered my short positions, and as you can see, we're now just auctioned on down. I just took profits. So I entered here. I took profits here just to be on the safe side. 60 pips on 3 positions is plenty of money for my day. And as you can see, we're now auctioning lower. Interesting to see if we come back, retest this level, see what happens here. But we've got a very thin profile up to here. So yeah, so that was what the game plan was today. and I might call that it today. Might look back this afternoon actually and see what happens around New York Open, see if there's any levels to trade. But apart from that, I think I'm going to call that it. And yeah, smashed it. Nice one. Cheers, guys. Again, guys, so I thought I might as well do another quick video for you on this long position I just took. I literally had just got off recording that video for you in my previous trade where I got short. And I looked at price and I was like, oh, hang on a minute. We're trading into a value area. Bear in mind, remember, I split yesterday's profile and we had respected that area. I thought, well, we might actually respect this area, this value, next value area of like the lower distribution, if you want to call it that. So I thought I'd draw a box from there and this high volume node here. So this would be a potential demand zone. And I thought, so what does the morning chart look like then? And then I noticed, obviously, I've already drawn out first thing this morning a level of interest, which was this value area and this high. And I was like, so that marries up with that. So we got two confluences. So I was like, that's interesting. Looked at the VWAP chart, loads of delta divergences coming into the area. I could see that there's masses of selling in that Renko, bit of a selling climax in my deviation bands. So I was like, oh, we got quite a lot of confluences. Let's have a look at the footprint. Bear in mind as well, we did a big rally on down. So I thought, what does this footprint look like? So I think I pulled up I was flicking through the time frames. I think I liked the 4 minute. Yep. And I was like, oh, hello. So obviously we know heavy selling into the area. We've got the initial balance low set there. We ducked below it, finished auction. Passive orders got triggered. We can see that with a responsive buying tail, yeah. Absorption therefore taking place. I like to see trapped sellers or high sell side delta, we could call it, into that trapped tail. So most tradable volume was in that trapped tail there. So that tells me definitely trapped sellers in there. And then I entered one position, I think it was somewhere around this candle, having seen that this delta, heavy delta, was getting absorbed again and not trading any lower, and then added another position. And then we came back up and I took profits just before VWAP. I think it was on this candle, right at the peak, because it's obvious when I show you it. Let's get rid of that chart now. Because we had traded up into the single print area stroke value low, and in conjunction with single print there on the morning chart. So that's why I took profits just before VWAP. That's for about 30 pips combined on two positions. And yeah, nice quick little trade straight after the short positions. Right, that is going to be it for me for the time being. I'm going to go and have some breakfast now. But hopefully you found some value in that. And I'll see you on the next video, no doubt. All right, nice one. Cheers. Over and out. Hi again, guys. So just doing this video for the trades I've just put in the Discord for this afternoon session. So I got short here, took profits here, which was exactly where that hidden level I was talking about this morning from that weirdly split profile I did that got respected to the pip. And that was also in alignment with this high here and also at VWAP. But I'll talk about all this in a minute. So I got short there, took profits there. I then got long and took profits somewhere around about there. Not bad, eh? And I put all the screenshots, the befores and afters, in the Discord. Right, so let's get into it. So first of all, obviously you can see on the VWAP chart, masses of just everyone's trying to sell all day long. So I just waited for the afternoon session to open. We've got a previous month's VWAP there. You can see the blue Renkos of high buying into that area. I've also got here the weekly chart up, the point of control which we've now only just tapped into. However, we didn't tap into it earlier on. We were just here, just short of it, but we'd cleared this poor high from the previous week's profile and started stalling around there. And also we were just shy of my level on the custom afternoon chart, which was a previous high, I think. Yeah, previous high there. So we're just short of that. Right, so I had all those confluences, and we had, I think it's 1:15 red folder news. So I thought, oh, let me show you the footprint as well. I can't even remember what time frame I was looking at now, but it was possibly 4 minutes. Yeah, that was it. So I was looking, so we've got those levels, what I've just told you about. And I was thinking, I need an excuse to get short. I wanted to get short, ideally from that levels I was talking about, just a couple of pips above where I entered. However, you can see, hold on. So we had loads of delta divergences coming into the area. I was being patient, waiting to get some sort of clue as a stop run into my area. We've got this little channel going up. Then we got that volume burst. This is a 4-minute candle, by the way. So look at that, 2,000 volume in 4-minute candle, masses of buy side delta. And then we got the rejection tail, as you can see there. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, that's got to be as good as it's going to get. So I thought I'd enter some aggressive positions, knowing that my level was just above it anyway. So if I had to go into drawdown, then I was prepared for it. We then flattened off, as you can see. So I started adding some more positions, confident that we were definitely going to see a reversal. I just wanted to get into profit so I could put my stops at break even before the news hit. That's all I was really worried about. If it was coming up to sort of, I suppose, 1:10, I think the news was 1:15. If it's coming up to about 1:10, I probably would have just closed out my positions if I hadn't have been in profit to enable me to go break even on the trades. But as it happened, we'd auctioned down low enough, so I've gone break even. So that's right. So that was what my shorts were. We then got the news release, and I'll show you this while I'm on here. And price plummeted down. Look, VWAP is there. Passive buy orders. Somebody had a VWAP execution to get long. You can see absorption, passive buy orders triggered. So I took my profits after seeing rejection from that. So I took my profits on my shorts. I then thought, well, there's probably an institutional player in the market that has got VWAP execution. I still have my targets, which I'll show you now. If I click off the footprint, you can see we started going back up. I flicked the 14-minute we just traded into. Yeah, look, we traded into one of my stacked imbalances and we've rejected from there. So what's that? Let's call it 97. to about 80, 82, about 15 pips. Could have got out of that so far if you'd put a trade in from the imbalance. But anyway, so I got long. Got long from this level here, which I was talking about, which was my previous level. I got short from first thing this morning, if you remember, that hidden level from that split profile. So I got long from there, and I thought this would probably get took out, and I'd go for my target of into here, which would be trading into the point of control, which has just been took out, and also this level here. So I had three targets on the daily, the custom afternoon, the weekly, and also that imbalance as well. I just showed you, which you can also see if I drag this chart over. You can also see that. There. So that was how I traded the news and followed the flow perfectly, pretty much, and safely from up here to my level, from my level to my level. Not bad, eh? Right, hope that helps, and I'll catch you on another video maybe tomorrow. Who knows? Right, see you later, guys. Cheers.